Rural Radio Network. It is time for a midday look at the markets, specifically on the livestock side. Kyle Bumsted, livestock market analyst, joins us for this update. Well, we had that milestone day yesterday, Kyle, with feeders over $300. It looks like the nearby is still holding on to that. What do you make of the day's trade so far?
Well, that's right, Chad. So far, we are still holding that $300 mark here in this August contract. Now, we did run up to 301.90 here, just shy of the 302 mark here. It does feel like we're kind of running out of some buyers up here at these levels. I'm not saying we can't go higher, but for the time being, we may have run out of buyers here short term. Now, we are about 20 cents off our lows here. Our low's been $300.32. We're at $300.52 right now, and slowly slipping back here. However, we are seeing some commercial buying in those spreads, though, that could keep us from completely falling apart here as we move throughout the day. The question is how are these direct cattle in the Southern Plains going to trade here today and over the weekend? I've had several folks tell me that they're going to be trading a little bit heavy. There's a lot of rain down there. It's muddy, and folks really aren't too interested in buying calves right now, and they're not the highest quality of cattle either that are moving on those direct sales. On the live cattle side of things here, we've seen cash trade as high as $230 to a major here in eastern Nebraska. Those are some pretty good cattle, though, from what I understand. There's been 228 trading all over here in Nebraska as well, 220, 219 to 220 in Kansas and Texas. And so far, the calls for early next week are steady at best to potentially higher. So that's kind of what things are looking like here as we finish up the week, Chad. The big question is what's going to happen with the cash next week. And with the slaughter numbers we're seeing, probably going to be ratcheted on down here just a little bit.
Livestock market analyst Kyle Bumsted, you can reach out to him at 308-708-7340. Do remember, trading of commodity futures and options does involve substantial risk of loss and might not be suitable for all investors. This is the Rural Radio Network.
With this Grain IQ Minute, I'm Bryce Duskett. What are your options with options trading? Should you sell a put or buy a call, or buy a put and sell a call?
I always say that if you want to use a put, it's going to put a floor under your production and protect it against it going lower, which is what we're historically worried about as a farmer. Or if you want to buy a call, allows you to call in to you or be able to own it, allows you to benefit if the market goes higher. But typically as a producer, you want to buy a put to protect your price.
Grain IQ is a grain marketing podcast designed just for you, the producer, to help you make better grain marketing decisions. Doug Simon is a commodity consultant with Trados.
With the futures market, there's always one seller and one buyer. And in an options market, for every call that's bought, there's also a call seller. And then for every put that's bought, there's also a put seller.
Grain IQ, the grain marketing podcast helping you be more profitable. Subscribe and listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or on the Rural Radio Podcast Hub.
This is a market update from the Tractor Tuesday Market Desk. Buy and sell equipment yourself with Tractor Tuesday. Visit TractorTuesday.com. I'm Bruce Gorder on the Rural Radio Network. USDA will release its first comprehensive domestic and global supply and demand balance sheets for the 2025-26 marketing year in its WASDE crop report on Monday. Look for it to project planned soybean acres at 83.5 million based on its March 31st planting intention survey results, which pegged this year's yield at 52.5 bushels per acre, matching what it projected in its Ag Forum in February. That should produce a 4.3 billion bushel crop this year if all verifies are gone as projected. July corn is up 2.5 at 450. December is up 3 3/4 at 442 1/4. July soybeans 11 3/4 higher at 1056 3/4. November up 8 at 1033. July wheat in Chicago is 6 3/4 cents lower at 522 1/2. July wheat in Kansas City down 6 1/2 at 518 1/4. July spring wheat in Minneapolis 3 3/4 lower at 597. On the Mercantile Exchange, June live cattle 17 cents higher at 214.42. August down 20 at 209.80. August feeder cattle down 87, $300.37. September down $1.02 at 299.20. June lean hogs up 65 at 97.82. July up 57, $100.82. Class 3 milk for June is trading 21 cents lower at $18.54. You're listening to the Rural Radio Network.